Hello everyone, TimeToGrind here, and today I want to go over the issue of Lúcio. Now since the beta returned, Lúcio has been extremely powerful, so powerful that in most competitive games there's at least one Lúcio and sometimes even two. And there are many reasons for this, but the main reason is Lúcio can provide all three things a team needs: speed, damage, and heals. He in fact is the only support that is very strong in each of these aspects. Mercy only heals because if you're firing your pistol as Mercy, you're not healing your team, although she can boost her team's damage. Zenyatta can only deal damage and heal his team, and Symmetra can only provide speed in the form of a teleporter, along with a little damage and shield. But none of these bring as much to the table as Lúcio. Lúcio's heals are extremely good, and on top of that, while healing his team, he can still participate in team fights. He doesn't have to babysit anyone like Mercy. His heals also out-heal even Mercy or Zenyatta sometimes, which is sort of ridiculous considering he can, like I said, still fight while healing. His speed that he provides is also insane, especially when boosted. If a Lúcio is boosting his speed buff every time he respawns, he can many times get him and his team back to the fight in under 10 seconds. Now, although Symmetra can get her teammates back to the fight quicker, her teleporter isn't up 100% of the time, and she doesn't have it at the start of the match while Lúcio does. Meaning, in games like King of the Hill, he allows your team to get to the main point faster. Also, in King of the Hill, having a Lúcio is extremely effective because you can constantly keep putting pressure on the main point. And on top of that, he still can output a huge amount of damage while still providing those buffs to his entire team. If you're accurate enough with Lúcio's 3-round burst weapon, it completely melts some enemies. Lúcio also has one of the best ultimates in the entire game, due to the sole reason that it can completely negate enemy ultimates and change an entire team fight to his advantage. Using Lúcio's ultimate 9 times out of 10 guarantees a teamfight win, which many times wins an objective or even the game. So I wouldn't say Lúcio is overpowered, just extremely necessary right now in this meta. Now there are very many ways to fix this, but I don't think nerfing him into the ground is reasonable. Very many supports don't feel as powerful as they should, and I think instead of nerfing Lúcio, we should buff the other supports. If Blizzard wants Mercy to be a dedicated healer, they shouldn't buff her weapon, but instead buff her to be more of an effective healer. The first thing is they should revert her back to the last patch where she was allowed to glide towards the souls of dead teammates. On top of that, they should consider giving her a new ability, one that is possibly a burst of healing to all teammates in a radius around her. Depending on how effective that makes her, she could also use a slight buff on her healing. And I think her ultimate is in a really good place right now compared to what it used to be. Now Zenyatta is easily the second best support right now, but a small buff to his healing orb and damage would bring him to Lúcio level. Lastly, Symmetra could definitely use something new. Her turrets seem in a good place right now, her teleporter seems in a good place right now, and her damage seems in a good place right now. She is definitely a situational pick, but I feel like she could be buffed or even changed a bit in how she buffs her teammates. Now, she gives a small amount of armor to each teammate, so she could either be buffed in terms of how much armor is given, or by giving her some sort of new ability to help out her teammates, or even some sort of turret that heals friendlies, or even apply shields to them. Now, although I think these supports deserve buffs, Blizzard may just want to tone down Lúcio. If they decide to go down this path, I think the best possible option is to just tone down his damage a little and decrease the radius of his aura and the rate of healing by a tiny bit. And his ultimate isn't the main problem with Lúcio. So something definitely needs to happen with Lúcio, whether it be all the other supports getting buffs, or Lúcio himself simply getting a nerf. And that's it. If you guys have any other opinions on the state of Lúcio, or any of the other supports for that matter, make sure to tell me in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more Overwatch content and news. See you guys next time.